This is why you don't change your deck last minute, right? Because we got 28 on here now. So I changed my deck last minute before regionals. Did freaking okay. Well, horrible, real horrible. Reason being, so I'm being fully transparent on a tolerance break. If you know what that is. On from alcohol and ganja, and brain fog is a real thing. Now I live in a legal state, so everything's legal. This is all 100% legal stuff, right? And literally, so my 4 days, 100% sober from everything right now. Let my body reset, and that was the worst decision I made. Going into a big tournament because, I mean, for one, I already had my invites. I'm a little confident in my deck. I'm like, it shouldn't be too bad, but I really underestimated how, if I'm being 100% honest and transparent, how much that brain fog really was messing me up. Like, I can function normally doing regular basic things, but any critical thinking is pretty much null and void right now. Like, I can think and speak logically, but my critical thinking skills is at all-time low because your brain's resetting. So going into the event, I'm thinking, okay, I'm pretty decent. Went to locals on Friday. Now, mind you, before I took my break, undefeated at locals, X1 at locals. First week of my break, scrubbed out. Why did I scrub out? Made a horrible decision game 2 against Phoenix Smith Riser that cost me the match. I was butthurt after that. Started losing confidence in my deck. I'm like, okay, I need to play test some different lists at home. And then let me go from there. So I spent the entire Saturday play testing 6 hours in a row from literally, I went to the gym in the morning on Saturday, went back home, hopped on Dueling Book for 6 hours straight, grinding different deck lists, different theories, everything, right? And you know what happened? I was getting whooped every other game. And I started losing confidence in my deck list. And I'm like, I never really use confidence in my list, but I'm like, you know what? I really want to top 8. Let me stop being egotistical, saying I never net deck to do up the bam. And, you know, I'm like, no, let me put my pride to the side and let me just try to net deck for the first time ever, right? And once again, there's nothing wrong with net decking. I know in the past I've roasted people for net decking and threw shots at net deckers, but there's nothing wrong with that, bro. And I was immature for that. And I was, you know, as I'm getting older and more mature as a player, there's nothing wrong with net decking, right? So I net decked the list. The guy who got second place in the Texas regionals about a week ago. Shout outs to bro. His deck list, I like the deck list. It's fire. His theory behind all his card choices really spoke to me on how I like to play card games. So I tried his list out on Dueling Book. I'm like, okay, this seems pretty good. Did some test hands with it. Won a couple of games with it. I'm like, okay, this list seems pretty comfortable from what I'm used to. So I ended up taking this list. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do. And I said, you know what? F it. We're going to try this list out. Win, lose, or draw, we're going to have a good time. I changed my perspective on the tournament, right? Worst decision of my life. Not really, but it was bad. So round 1, played against freaking, as you guys probably saw in the vlog already. If not, go watch the vlog. Check it out. Round 1, played against freaking the pure bird, Rizel, pure mirror match. I'm winning game 1, triple tactics his hand, set up board. Dude ended up winning. Game 2, he ended up getting me. I made some questionable games. I ended up getting him. Game 3, he ended up getting me because he just drew everything. So whatever, it is what it is, right? Round 2, another pure Rizel mirror match. Game 1, he bricked on all hand traps. I set up board and just made detonator. He couldn't do anything because the dude from decklist I net decked, it was really based on freaking detonator. And I like this concept of why he ran everything. Just set on detonator, set strike. By the way, I didn't open up Silent Strike not once. I had a hard draw Silent Strike not once. Not one. I do Gar's draw 2, nothing. Horrible, right? So long story short, I ended up literally just freaking just getting cooked game 2 because when I saw hand traps and he opened up a Solid Judgment, because I'm like, okay, he's probably playing Rizel. I should ultimate side in Slayers, but I'm not gonna side in Slayer. I ended up leaving my deck list the same, and literally what happened was I went second. I'm like, everyone in the Rizel community was like, oh, well, everyone in general was like, oh, Silent Strike is good main deck. Silent Strike is good main deck. I don't like Silent Strike main deck. I like it side deck. Reason being because when I drew it, I literally was going second with it. It did nothing. I had to set it and play slow. pass. And I thought you could solemn strike a detonator on his effect to get rid of it. Called the judge. Judge came over. He had to call a head judge because he wasn't sure. And literally, you know what happened? I don't know if it's ruled. Let me know in the comments section down below if this is how it is. Judge told me when I solemn strike the effect of detonator gets to stay on the field. I'm like, okay. I thought he couldn't use this effect to protect because it's a counter trap, but I was wrong. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. I'm like, okay, whatever. Lost game 2. Game 3, ended up winning because my opponent bricked again. Well, he didn't brick, but I just played through everything he had. Talents was broken. So, that was round 2. Round 3, played against a really chill Exodia player. I just had it both games. I didn't realize the exit craps on the deck. Go exit, dump aggregate, negate Exodia. He couldn't do anything. Both games, GG no re. Round 4, playing against my boy from Locals, kind of really chill dude. Been known this dude since he was like 9 years old. Or 10. Been known since he was a shorty. Long story short, he went first. Playing, he's on Phoenix with Rizel. Double hand trap. Nothing. I couldn't do anything. He played through it and beat me. Game 2. This is where the brain fog really messed me up. My hand was like Ash, Ogre. It was broken. I had Judgment, I had Valor. No, I'm sorry. I had Imperm, Bonfire, everything, right? He goes Perulia. I'm like, okay. And I realized, like, hold on, what? I'm like, what? I looked at my hand again. I'm like, hold on. I have Ash. What am I doing? So I say that to say this, man. If you guys are people who are on legal substances and you decide to take a break for a tournament, don't expect to do well. Also, changing your deck the last minute. Also too, after I lost round 1 against the mirror match, all I was thinking about the entire time was like, man, if only I had my cross-eyed designators in my hand, I'd be doing good. Because my list was gas. I was playing cross-eyed designator. I was doing the artifact Durandal thing. It might not have been the best, but it was doing good. I was cooking people. I was doing good. I was being with the Feensmith builds. But I let the freaking pressure of losing get to me. Hey, learn from me. Like, look at me. Learn from me. Look at me. I am the captain now. Look at me. Learn from me. If you're playing a deck and you've been testing it for weeks, unless you're making a tweak here and there to like get out the kinks and the gauges of the deck, don't change your deck. Whatever you do, don't change. Don't do what I did. Like, I've always preached, never change your deck last minute. I stood on that. Some people do it and it works for them, but for a majority of us, unless you have a photographic memory and just, I ain't gonna lie, high IQ. If you're high IQ and you got photographic memory, and I'm not saying I'm not high IQ. I don't know what my IQ is. I ain't the smartest dude in the world, but I ain't the dumbest. I would say, bro, unless you're one of those people like a Patrick Hoban level dude, I think that dude's a smart dude. I think a lot of dudes like Hoban, a lot of dudes who like top consistently and can memorize lines like really good. I think those people are really high IQ people, high functioning people. And those people like that, I think Patrick Hoban ended up getting into politics or something like that. I don't know the dude's business, but I knew he was getting into it. Long story, unless you're that type of person, bro, don't change your deck last minute. When you put hours into a deck, play testing constantly, if you have one bad rodeo, don't do it, because literally, you're gonna mess up. Because you're used to one play style of a deck, then you switch to a completely different play style, and then you might not do well. But once again, maybe it's just me, because I'm, like I say, it could be the T break, the tolerance break for everything I'm doing right now. But also too, I want to say it's a combination of both, for me at least. But also too, I got so used to playing a certain way with my regular Rizel, the Rizel that I've been testing, versus the actual, what's the word I'm looking for? The newer version of the one that dude played. So with that being said, don't be a bad player, guys. Be a good player. Never change your deck last minute. When you're prepping for a big event, man, your deck list should be done literally 2 days or a day before the event. Or if you have to get it the day before the event, change like maybe 1 or 2 cards and that's it. But don't change the entire list like I did. That was dumb of me. Don't do it, bro. Trust me. Do not do it.